this is Amy at Amy's Free Motion Quilting Adventures. You can find my blog at freemotionquiltingadventures.blogspot.com. And I'm going to do a video on continuous curves with a ruler on a domestic sewing machine. This machine I'm using is the Janome 6600. Janome has a wonderful free motion quilting foot that you can fit with this ruler toe here. The ruler toe is 1/4 inch thick. It works good with 1/4 inch thick long arm rulers. And I'm using this set of nested ovals. I gotta tell you, I'm not too thrilled with these, but it's the size that I needed for this project. The blue tape is to tape the nested sizes together so that I have something a little firmer to grab hold of. Otherwise I would just have the outer rim, which is nearly impossible to hold on to. And then I stuck a Velcro, this is the hook side, dot to the bottom of the ruler to help keep it from sliding. I got that idea of using the hook Velcro from Carol Olson with Accents and Design. Her rulers have a nice permanently adhered Velcro hook strip to the bottom of their rulers, which keep them from sliding around. This is not one of her rulers. This is something I got somewhere else. And I needed a small curve for these hexagons that I'm doing. And these are called continuous curves because if you plan it just right, you just keep hopping from one edge to another edge to another edge without stopping. Occasionally I take a wrong turn and have to start over again, so maybe I should call them semi-continuous curves. But this ruler has a tiny little etched line right here in the center of this oval end, and I just try to line that up with the middle of my hexagon side. I try to make sure that the line is perpendicular with the seam line, not off like this or off like that. And I'll change the angle of the curve. I've already figured out that if I have it around here where it's not quite up at the edge of my seam on the other side, got 1/4 of an inch over here to this point, and everything should be lined up just about where I need it. And of course I can always shift slightly when I need to. I've already started doing this, so I don't need to tie off ends. And you can see this is kind of slow, painstaking work, but this quilt that I'm working on is a customer quilt, and the woman does absolutely gorgeous applique with a lot of wool, and her work, I think, is deserving of some painstaking quilting. Now, I could go over here and do this side, this seam on both sides and come back and then continue down, but I'm going to continue down because I've decided I like going back across in the, I call it the middle there, after I've gotten both sides. These are hand sewn hexes, and I feel like if I've got both sides done, they're a little bit more secure for going across the middles. If that makes any sense. Somehow I think it probably only made sense to me, but there you go. With them being hand stitched, they need a little bit more support as I go around. I don't want those stitches to get pulled apart and have the backing material show. And of course that's not just me, that depends on how well the hexes are stitched. It's not like I'm dragging them apart or anything, but it's just something to keep in mind when you are quilting something like this. Excuse me, my hair's falling down in my eyes so I can't see. Pardon me. There we go. Now this is going to be in my last post for ruler work for the month of May in the year 2014. And These continuous curves can also be done without rulers in a method known as grid work, where I could use these piecing lines of the hexes as a grid to freehand these continuous curves. Of course, they won't be quite as uniform, although I'd have to say these continuous curves done with a ruler are not exactly uniform either. I can't see my thing here. This is a table topper, so I probably will be rotating it around a bit more than I would if this was a full-size quilt. And so anyway, I was saying grid work. You can do this without the rulers. Maybe you have a machine that's not compatible with the ruler toe and you'd rather do them freehand. You can do that. And I encourage you, if you're interested in doing that, to come back to the blog next month. We're going to be doing a series on grid-based designs, and there will be a giveaway. And of course, the ruler work series, we've got a giveaway sponsored by Carol Olson of Accents and Design with her fine line rulers. And if you leave a comment on the series or participate in the Linky, you are entered into our drawing for a set of her curved rulers. So if you like this technique, please visit the blog and see if you can't win yourself a set of rulers. Long arm rulers are kind of spendy, I will admit that. But the technique is just really a blast. Well, I'm just going to rotate it a little bit. I hope you guys can... Oop, I don't want to do that, sonny. There's Ian, honey, I'm shooting a video. Please be quiet. Sorry about that. That is the 4-year-old in the background. I'm almost done with this video. Let's see here. Keep it lined up. Some of these fabrics, it's a little difficult to tell which fabric I'm on because the colors kind of intermingle in a few places just because of the prints. It's a beautiful little quilt, table topper. We'll be showing pictures of it on the blog. And I just slid my ruler down a little bit because I was off. I don't know if you saw that. And if you didn't see it, I encourage you to go back to the rewind the video. Rewind. Do we still rewind? They're digital. Anyway, go back and watch where I slid it because I was off a little bit. This is not something where if your ruler is completely off, you've ruined the whole line. It is possible to slide it a little bit and get back to where you need to be. You never want to slide the ruler away from the foot if you find that you need to adjust. Now, I don't know if you can see, but I have not done this edge, this edge, this edge, this edge up in here, because I'm going to do those at the very end. Once I've gotten this whole section of curved, continuous curves done, I'll come down along this whole side and do these curves. And that's what helps keep it continuous. And I think you've got the idea. So I'm going to stop the video here directly. Once again, this is Amy at Amy's Free Motion Quilting Adventures. My blog is freemotionquiltingadventures.blogspot.com, I feature a lot of information on using long arm rulers on domestic sewing machines for free motion quilting. It is a fabulous technique. It's especially fabulous if you've got a Janome, so you can use this ruler toe. I think there are other brands of machine you can use these on, like a Kenmore, an Elna, anything that you can get a high or low shank version of this Janome convertible free motion quilting foot set. And I'm sure some of these other brands of machine will start having a ruler toe out there, because I've just had such a good response from people, and I should not have quilted up there. Oh yes, I should have. Okay, that's right. So I am quilting along this edge of blocks, hexes. It is sometimes, like I said, sometimes you take a wrong turn and have to start over again because it's hard to keep track of which way am I going. This side I stitch, the other side I don't, in order to keep it continuous. And if you don't stitch exactly in the right spot and have to stop and start again, well, it's not the end of the world. If you can see right there, I had a little bit of slip. It's not perfectly curved. It probably is more perfectly curved than if I had done this by hand. I'm going to go ahead and stop right there and sign off. Once again, Amy from Amy's Free Motion Quilting Adventures. The blog is freemotionquiltingadventures.blogspot.com. I encourage you to visit the blog, subscribe to the videos. I have quite a range of free motion quilting videos out there. And thanks for watching. Bye-bye.